Greetings, fellow noobs. Who knows when good StarCraft games will be played? The Shadow knows. And if you missed that reference, well, hell, I'm an old man, and you're not. But Shadow's opponent, who is the Red Zerg, his opponent, the Blue Terran Veritech, which I really like. I like the name, Veritech. It's Latin is truth build. Pretty good. They're both ranked gold 15. Holy cow. Veritech is the same. We do have a gold level ZvT. Ladies and gentlemen, here on Shakur's Plateau, let me tell you what I know about our player Shadow. Shadow, I won't tell you his real name. I know his real name. He sent me this replay like 4 times. Super eager to get a cast. And so I'm so happy to finally be to it in the queue and be able to say, Shadow, it's going on right now. But Shadow, just very eager to have this cast, very eager to, he doesn't get to play that often. He plays only a few times a week. And he is curious as to whether or not he may or may not have what it takes to go pro if he were to take the game more seriously. Now, of course, this is not, you know, NuubCast is probably not the place you want to send your replay for that kind of analysis. I can only assure you that the advice I can give, I don't think anybody can watch one replay and tell you if you're good enough to go pro. Especially not this level. Basically, for people who want to go pro, the only thing you can do, and if you're working a full-time job and you've got responsibilities that you can't, you can't get around, and that's keeping you from engaging in full-time play, I would say until you're at a point where you can just be like, all right, I'm going to take this week or these 2 weeks, and all I'm going to do is play StarCraft. All I'm going to do is try and hone my game. Only in a long stretch like that, where you get to measure your improvement while you're actually practicing, in diligent ways and practicing well, not just grinding out games, but actually analyzing your games and seeing the things you're doing wrong and making efforts to do them right. And I think it's only in a long drawn-out period like that of several weeks where you're going to have any real indication of your potential. And I don't even think in a period like that where someone like me could tell you, oh yeah, even if you were to do that and practice for 2 or 3 weeks and got a whole lot better, I don't think that I could have any wisdom for you to say, yeah, you did amazing these last 3 weeks. I think if we kind of projected your trajectory out in the next 6 months, probably at the end of the 6 months, you could probably be Grandmaster, maybe, pro level player. I don't know if anyone can do that. Maybe someone who's like, maybe Artosis could. He seems to be able to spot that kind of talent, and I'm sure some of the other coaches could. Boxer probably could. He really has a good eye for talent. I can't. There's no way I can tell you that. But I sure do like watching noobs play StarCraft. Yes, I do. Oh, yeah. So that's what we're doing here. And Veritech, oh man, looks like he's going to be moving out with a bunch of Marines. This is 5 racks, no add-ons. Looks like he's going for some serious bunker play. Is he going to drop an expansion and then attack? That would just make my heart go pitter-patter, because that's what you want to do with the aggression. But look at what Shadow's got here. He's blocked off part of the ramp. Got an Evo chamber up here, guarding his spine. Few Zergling out to guard, and now pop in a bunch of drones. Gotta enjoy that. Gotta enjoy the droning. And Veritech gonna be expanding. Already supply block, already lost a mule in exchange for a supply drop. Not the kind of mistakes you want to make. But, you know, this is one of the things that makes Terran such a forgiving race, is the fact that if you do screw up and get supply blocked, you know, you can sacrifice a little bit of economy, 300 or so minerals, in order to drop that supply and just keep things moving, so you don't get stuck. And I think mules also just function as a tool of forgiving, of forgiveness. You know, if your macro isn't great, mules are just a very forgiving unit, particularly at the lower levels. So, you know, if your macro isn't great, you can still do really well as Terran in economic games, which is certainly not the case with Zerg. Zerg's very unforgiving, just the opposite, as a matter of fact. Zerg, probably Protoss very much in the middle of the two as far as race forgiveness and build forgiveness and things. Zerg, everything relies on your drones and how you use, not your drones, I'm sorry, your larva, how you use your larva. When you're making drones, when you're making units, how many units you're making, how to feel safe so that you can make drones early on in the game. All those things come into play, and it's if you screw up, it's life or death. You know, most of the time, if you are making too many units, not enough drones, you will lose the economic game. You'll lose advantage. If you're making too many drones, not enough units, you're gonna obviously lose to the army. So, much less forgiving mechanic as far as the economic game goes, as opposed to Terran. But anyway, I'm not even sure how I started talking about that. Oh, it was the supply drop. I remember. Wow, what a strange rabbit trail. But Shadow doing pretty good here. His opponent, all Marines, which is probably going to work against him because he's not scouting. And so, oh, he just did scan, so he does finally see the Baneling Nest. And if he saw that Baneling Nest, he's going to be like, oh, crap. Because, look, he's got all Marines. I mean, he's finally getting some siege tanks out and getting that the siege tech stim's almost finished, but continuing to make Marines. Undaunted by the fact that Shadow is getting his Banelings up and running. Third base getting saturated, very nice. I really like the puke spread. I was about to say the puke spread. The creep spread. Joining up the bases, very important, obviously, for the Zerg player. And Shadow's doing a real good job of that. And scouting, too. I mean, obviously, this is the Terran is letting Shadow get his scout on here, finally coming up here and getting rid of these overlords, but certainly too late, as you know, these units have seen pretty much everything there is to see in the base. Yep, nothing hidden. He's seen all the tech there is. Oh, excuse me. He hasn't seen in the natural, so he hasn't seen the army. At least not at this point. He may have seen it previously. Oh, did he just get a picture of it? He may have just got a picture of it with that overlord. He's going to lose that overlord, and down that goes. But Zerg has to be feeling good right now. Probably wants to get a round of Lings and Banelings out. Looks like he's getting roaches instead. 10 roach. Oh, there's the Lings. Yep. And now he can morph some Banelings and basically win. And roaches can come in behind and clean up the tanks, because that's how it rolls. That's how we roll with Ling Bling against Marine tank. And Marine Stim, gonna run in and see what's going on. As a bunch of Banelings just pop. Baneling speed just started. Yeah, I think it's wise. No need to... Yeah, go ahead. Go out with those roaches. Kill those Marines. I like that. I don't know if he saw your Banelings or not, but better if he didn't. Obviously, you can wait until your Baneling speed finishes and get your creep out a little further. And if he's going to turtle, then look at this. We got only 2 tanks sieged out of 7. And another one on the way. Burrow. I like this placement of this Marine out here. Going to be able to see when somebody comes in the front door, just to give you that extra split second of awareness. Could have another Ling over here at the second tower. Doesn't really need it. But he doesn't know he doesn't need it. Only I do, because I can see everything. Veritek needs to get a third base now. He is at the point now where he should at least be making a command center somewhere. I mean, he actually should have been maybe 3 minutes ago or 4 minutes ago, been thinking about getting his third command center built and getting ready to float it somewhere. Whether that's over here to the middle area, or down here to this area, or close to this third here. Terran can really, because of the command center, can do, because it flies, go anywhere he wants with those. Another scouting overlord, gonna get in, gonna see everything. Nothing really new to see, however. There hasn't been any added tech or buildings for Veritek, just massing up Marines. And I really feel bad because I mean, those Marines are going to die quick to these Banelings, and that's just a fact. Unless at gold level, Veritek's Marine micro is out of this world. I mean, he's not even making medevacs. We're just now seeing some starports go down and a third command center for Veritek. So Shadow playing passively here, which is not always the best frame of mind, particularly against Terran. A Terran that is turtling, you kind of want to be aggressive, you want to be able to drop. But Veritek has himself pretty well protected in the main, but look at this. Back here, drop something back here, really get some serious damage done. Kill a lot of SCVs. But Veritek probably making a mistake here and moving out, going to engage the Zerg player on creep. And with the Marines out front, this should be short-lived. Here it comes. Oh, the Baneling's getting caught behind, but no! Oh my goodness! Baneling's killing everything. Roaches and Hydras coming in behind, absolutely crushing that army. Now, you know, one thing about me is I'm not a big fan of the one-and-done engagements. That was kind of a turtle fest into, you know, one attack and it's all over. Prefer to see a little bit more action. Just for you guys who are considering sending in replays. It was a pretty good game, though. I mean, it would have been nice if it lasted a little bit longer, maybe some more engagements. But plenty to talk about. And that's all I got. Veritek, thanks. Shadow, thanks for sending that in. You know, as far as whether you can go pro, man, you just gotta... Sometimes you just don't know until you throw, you know... Wise man once said to me, you don't know if it's a good day to go boating until you go down to the dock, get in the boat, and put the sail up, see if the wind blows. And sometimes that's what you gotta do with your life. You know, if there's something that you think you want to do, throw up the sail, see if the wind blows, bro. That's all I can tell you. This was a decent game. It's a ladder game. Doesn't mean much. Get in touch with some really good players and practice against them. See what happens. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Look for NuubCast. That's all I got. Peace. Keep climbing that ladder.